Hello and welcome to our English edition, The Major Stories. On the occasion of Labor Day, Djiboutian Union celebrated May the 1st. In Somalia, President Farmajo appeals for flood relief. Thank you for joining us in our newsroom. Like the rest of the world, the Republic of Djibouti celebrated the Labor Day on this Tuesday, May 1st. A ceremony reaching colors were organized for this purpose by the two sister trade union centers, namely the UGTD and UDT. Many workers from the public as well as from the private sector came together during this event, which saw the participation of the main officials of the unions. It is important to underline that the feast of May 1st marks the 39th anniversary of the creation of the UGTD that has been working since then for the respect of workers' rights based on the taxes enforced in our country. This is also what indicated the various speakers who have succeeded at the microphone, highlighting in turn the importance of Labor Day. It is the opportunity to evaluate the activities carried out during the past year to better ensure the respect of workers' rights and to improve the conditions under which they are required to fulfill their daily work obligations. And finally, let's recall that the Labor Day is celebrated every year on May 1st around the world in honor of the workers since 1886. In a speech, the Secretary General of the General Union of Djiboutian Workers on this occasion said that the government is moving forward in administrative reform which aims to primarily rehabilitate the administrators and officials in various government departments and bring the administrative services to the citizens and achieve good governance which will positively affect the labor sector. At the same time, he stressed the European Union's efforts to cooperate in the promotion of workers, especially among qualified graduates. We are doing our best to reduce the unemployment rate in Djibouti. We have taken practical steps to achieve this goal, he said. The Secretary General of the General Union of Djiboutian Workers renewed this congratulation to all the workers in Djibouti, expressing appreciations for the workers' contribution to the development and production process in the country. The Minister of Transport and Equipment, Mr. Mohammed Abdul Qadir, received yesterday morning in his office his Somali counterpart, Mr. Mohammed Abdi, who arrived in the country on an official visit. Talks between the two sides focused on bilateral relations between the two countries and ways to strengthen them and develop them to wider horizons. Following the meeting, the two ministers, accompanied by high-level executives from their respective departments, held an important meeting in which they discussed issues of mutual interest in the meeting hall of the ministry. At the end of this meeting, the two officials signed a memorandum of understanding between the Republic of Djibouti and the Somali Federal Republic aimed at establishing a cooperation in the field of transport, especially in the field of air transport. A delegation from the Air Djibouti airline led by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Equipment and Transport visited Khartoum from 23rd to 26 April, composed of Mr. Abdurrahman Al Abdullah, General Manager of Air Djibouti, and Mr. Saeed Noh Hassan, Secretary General of the Ministry of Equipment and Transport. The delegation initiated an agreement in the field of air services. Bilateral air service agreement has been signed with the Sudanese Civil Aviation Authority in the presence of the Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti in Sudan, Mr. Ahmed Ali Barri. Among other things, the agreement signed between the two parties on air services includes the names of airlines, the frequencies and capacities of air transport, the right of movement and travel regime, the arrangement of cooperative markets, and the route of air transport. Thus, the Air Djibouti company will organize direct flights Djibouti-Khartoum in the days to come. Lieutenant General Zakaria Shah Ibrahim, Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces, received on Tuesday, May 1st, at the Hotel of Officers of the Armies Hassan Bassouma Hassan, General Thomas Waldazar, Commander of U.S. AFRICOM. AFRICOM is the United States Military Command for Africa to coordinate all United States military and security activities in this continent. This colorful ceremony saw the participation of the great leaders of the Djiboutian Army. And after the passage of the National Music, the two generals stopped in front of the flags of both nations to honor in turn the respective national anthems, and the General Thomas Waldazar performed a review of the troops set up in his honor. The two generals, accompanied by all the guests, then headed for the VIP lounge of the hotel for a cordial and friendly meeting in a joyful atmosphere. General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim presented to General Thomas Waldeser all his staff, composed of Major General Usman Nur Subakli, Chief of Defense Staff, Brigadier General Tahir Ali Mohammed, and Major General Hassan Ali Kamil, the General's advisor. In his interview, Chief of the Staff of the Army Forces welcomed General Thomas Waldeser. This second official visit in the space of 7 months testifies, he said, the importance he attaches to our cooperation, which is a great honor for us, he said. He also expressed on behalf of the government of Djibouti and on behalf of the Army Forces the gratitude of the exceptional support that the U.S. Army has kindly given to Djibouti to the training and equipment of the intervention battalion. A ceremony to celebrate the 242nd year of the independence of the United States of America took place last night at the Sheraton Hotel in the presence of the U.S. Ambassador to Djibouti, Mr. Larry Anglais. Indeed, the predecessor of the former U.S. Ambassador to Djibouti, Thomas Kelly, Mr. Anglais, took the floor to highlight the celebration of the independence of the American nation on the occasion of the 229th anniversary of the investiture of this General George Washington as the first President of the United States. Larry Anglais, who was appointed U.S. Ambassador to Djibouti on November 2, 2017, did not fail to recall the close ties that and stories between the United States and Africa. That Morocco was the first African country to welcome the United States as the new nation in 1777. As a reminder, the date of the independence of the United States is July 4th. During his address to the guests, Ambassador Anglais has still remarked the historic relations between Americans and the African continent, especially with the Republic of Djibouti. Ambassador Larry Anglais also emphasized the solidity of relations between Djibouti and the United States of America that began on June 27, 1977, after recognition of Djibouti by former President Jimmy Carter. The partnership between the two countries are excellent and affect many areas, and the United States supports the political vision 2035 of President Anglais said. The Secretary General of the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Abdullah Mahyoub, presided over the information meeting and formed the Intersectoral Follow-up Committee for the preparation and ratification of the national policy for technical education and vocational rehabilitation. This occasion was held in the Ministry of the presence of many executives of the Ministry and various ministry institutions. The aim of this meeting is to prepare a national policy document for the national for technical physical education and vocational training in its plan of action to collect the relevant public and private sectors activities. The management of Sheikh Hospital in Belbela yesterday organized a blood donation event in the presence of Director General of the hospital, Mr. Musa Ibrahim. More than 50 volunteers from the hospital responded to the invitation to donate blood. The event aims to educate the community about the importance of blood donation in the hospital Sheikho and to save the lives of patients. This week, the City Hall of Djibouti continued to remove illegal housing shops and car repair shops in the municipality of Belbela. The process was carried out with the participation of the Mayor of the city, Mrs. Fatima Awal Osman. The operation began on April 1st. It should be noted that these operations follow the statement made by the Minister of Interior regarding the removal of all random structures in neighborhoods and highways. The sports delegation and the ministers of member states of Indian Ocean Youth and Sports Committees left for their respective countries. The officials of the member state of these committees expressed their satisfaction and joy in having fun times in the Republic of Djibouti. They also praised the good organization and success of these sports competitions, despite the fact that the state of Djibouti organizes these games for the first time. A delegation consisting of the prefect of the region of Tajora, Mr. Abdul Malik Muhammad Bonaita, the vice president of the regional council, Mr. Abdul Omar, and the head of the branch, Mr. Ali Muhammad, visited Kalaf to inspect the living conditions of the residents. In this regard, the dictionaries expressed their gratitude to the government for fulfilling its promise to improve the situation of rural people and to meet their needs. This equipment provided by the Djibouti Agency for Social Development is essential for rural people to improve the quality of life. And on our regional news in Somalia, during a visit to assess the impact of floods in the central state of Hirshabelle in Somalia, President Mohamed Abdullahi Mohamed Farmacho called on the international community in the Somali diaspora to support First Relief Somalia. The President Farmacho launched the appeal by leading a high-level delegation composed of representatives of the United Nations and the African Union mission in Somalia, AMISOM, to the city of Beledweyne in the state of Hirshabelle. There he assured the state President Mohamed Abdi Warre, local residents, and that the federal government was taking steps to deal with the humanitarian crisis caused by the floods. The Shebele River, which begins in the Ethiopian highlands and crosses Beledweyne and the state capital Hirshabelle of Jowhar, erupted after heavy rains began last month. Other states affected by heavy rains including Jubaland in the southwest state. Heavy rains and flash floods occur only a few months after a devastating drought left more than 6 million people in need of humanitarian assistance last year. And on the international news, in addition to signing several contracts, Donald Trump posted Monday his willingness to work closely with Nigeria in the fight against terrorism, relying on his excellent relationship with President Buhari, who will seek another term in 2019. The U.S. President has stepped up his efforts to fight corruption at the head of Africa's largest democracy. But he especially held his leadership in the fight against terrorism. Nigeria is entering its 90th year of fighting Boko Haram, which has devastated the northeast of the country. The conflict has left more than 20,000 dead and hundreds of thousands displaced. And this is it for this news. Thank you for joining us on RTD channel and have a good night.